What's going on, guys? It's Exo-Bombs, and we are back on WWE 2K20 for episode 6 of Jeff Hardy's My Career Universe. So here we are. We are 2 weeks away from the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and we are starting off, as if you missed the last episode, the former World Heavyweight Champion Edge going up against Undertaker. We have Dolph Ziggler going up against Cedric Alexander. We have the Street Profits and the Undisputed Era. Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey. Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus the Viking Raiders. Andrade versus Johnny Gargano. The New Day going up against the Usos. And we are up on the 8th match of the night, going up against The Rock and Goldberg in a triple threat match, non-title of course. And then to end off the night, Tommaso Ciampa and Apollo Crews. So yeah, make sure that if you like this series, leave a like on these videos, comment what you all want to see, and make sure to tell your friends to subscribe, because if you're not subscribed, then you're going to be missing out on a lot of uploads. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So before we get to our match, we are going to look at the rest of the card, what's going on SmackDown tonight. So starting off with Edge against Undertaker, Edge picks up the win. There we have Cedric Alexander picking up the win against Dolph Ziggler. The Undisputed Era defeat the Street Profits. Ronda Rousey defeats Sasha Banks. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan win the tag team match. Andrade defeats Johnny Gargano. The New Day defeats the Usos. And here we are at the triple threat match going up against the People's Champion, The Rock, and Goldberg. So yeah, I'll see you guys once we're in the match. So here we are in this triple threat match, and Jeff Hardy rolls out of the ring as The Rock hits a lariat on Goldberg. And there's a back body drop to Goldberg as Jeff Hardy goes after The Rock, as he hits a nice little neck breaker and a little leg drop to the head of The Rock. Jeff Hardy misses the crossbody on Goldberg, and Goldberg going right after the back of Jeff Hardy. There's a belly-to-belly from The Rock to Goldberg. Kick to the back as The Rock is in control here early. There's a Russian leg sweep as Jeff Hardy exits the ring. Jeff Hardy looks like he's getting a chair. And Goldberg with the running power slam to The Rock. And Jeff Hardy just going right after Goldberg. And there's a chair shot to the head of The Rock. And a body blow from the chair as Jeff Hardy fully in control here. As Goldberg with the little push kick to Jeff Hardy, but Jeff Hardy rolling out of the way of that kick and a clothesline to the back of the head of Goldberg. There's another body drop to Jeff Hardy from The Rock. The Rock coming out of the ring. Jeff Hardy slamming The Rock into the announce table. And there he is, just laying into The Rock, using the announce table to his own good. And an elbow drop to the back of The Rock. And Goldberg with a nice little kick to the gut of Jeff Hardy. He's taking Jeff Hardy to the ropes. And then he just turns his attention to The Rock as he's going for a heel, or I think it's a heel hook. Jeff Hardy breaks it up, going after Goldberg now. There's the little knee to the face. And he tries to get the crossbody, but Goldberg just gets right out of the way. And there's a nice little back body drop from Goldberg to Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy trying to get back in control here. There's that back elbow into the lariat and another elbow to the back of the head. The Rock gets out of that hold from Jeff Hardy. And he goes right back after him. Rock wrenching the arm of Jeff Hardy, but Jeff Hardy not having any of it as he gets out of that little predicament. Oh, look at this! The twist of fate to The Rock. And Jeff Hardy turns his attention to Goldberg. Jeff Hardy going to the top rope. Are we going to see it here? The Swanton Bomb. The move that won Jeff Hardy the World Heavyweight Championship 1, 2, And a 2 count after the Swanton Bomb. And Goldberg just shoving Jeff Hardy back as he goes for a kick to the gut. But Jeff Hardy here with an atomic drop to the back of Goldberg, and he misses a drop kick, and Goldberg hits a drop kick of his own as he goes after the Rock now. And Goldberg with a double axe handle to the back of the head of the Rock. There's one punch, and then another drop kick to the People's Champion. Goldberg with the double underhook suplex to the Rock. He's going for the pin. 1. And just a 1 count as the Rock kicks out. What's Goldberg going for here? Goldberg with the spine buster to the Rock. Jeff Hardy with the suplex. And a small swanton to Goldberg. Jeff Hardy looking to seize the opportunity. There's that twist of fate stunner. Jeff Hardy going to the top rope. Could we see it here? Jeff Hardy with the Swanton Bomb. Going for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be it as Jeff Hardy picks up the win in this triple threat match against Goldberg and The Rock. Here we're going to take a couple look at some of the highlights here. There's the twist of fate to The Rock that might have put him away, but he decided not to go to it. And after the Swanton Bomb, Jeff Hardy gets a 2 count on the People's Champion. Goldberg going for a pin here on The Rock. That was only going to lead to a 1 count. And then there's the twist of fate stunner from Jeff Hardy, which would lead to the Swanton Bomb and the win, as you can see there. So yeah, with Jeff Hardy picking up the win there, he has only lost, I believe, 1 match in WWE, in this series so far, and that was via disqualification. And so yeah, I will see you guys with match 2 of this episode here in a bit. So here we are in this second week of this episode as we are taking on Jeff Hardy is taking on Drew McIntyre in the show opener. Then we have the Street Profits going up against the Undisputed Era. Sasha Banks going up against Stephanie McMahon. We have Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan going up against the Viking Raiders again. Dolph Ziggler taking on Pete Dunne. Andrade and Johnny Gargano going at it for the second week in a row. The New Day and the Usos going at it for the second week in a row. Edge going up against Kind. And Tommaso Ciampa going up against Apollo Crews to end off the night. So guys, I will see you once we are into this match. So here we are going up against Drew McIntyre. And we're starting off the match with an atomic drop. And we whiffed a clothesline there. But there's a running swanton to Drew McIntyre. Taking a couple stabs at the back here. But Drew McIntyre with the knee lift. And Jeff Hardy quickly gets out of the ring as Drew McIntyre feeling himself here with a punch to Jeff Hardy. But Jeff Hardy with another atomic drop, and then another whiff on the crossbody. That's what it's called. I'm a little behind on my moves today. There's a couple of forearms to Drew McIntyre with an elbow of his own. There we are with a couple of kicks to the legs of Drew McIntyre. And a nice little face buster as Jeff Hardy has the advantage early. An elbow to the back of Drew McIntyre. Jeff Hardy with an Irish whip into the corner. And a nice little body splash to Drew McIntyre as Jeff Hardy's climbing up. What are we going to see here? And he goes for a leg drop. But Drew McIntyre gets out of the way. And a vicious big boot to the head of Jeff Hardy. Drew McIntyre with a flurry of punches here. And a kick to the gut going right back. Staying with Jeff Hardy. Going for a knife edge chop. But Jeff Hardy reverses with one of his own. There's a punch to the head of Drew McIntyre. As Jeff Hardy mainly in control here in this match. So there's a snapmare into the elbow to the back of the head as Jeff Hardy's going to climb up to the top rope again. He's calling for Drew to get up. What's Jeff Hardy going for here? And there it is. Missile drop kick from the top rope to Drew McIntyre. There's that spinning leg drop to the head of Drew McIntyre. Jeff Hardy picking up Drew. That twist of fate stunner to Drew McIntyre. Can this be it? 1, 2, and only a 2 can that twist of fate stunner. And a vicious drop kick to the head from Jeff Hardy as Jeff Hardy picks up Drew. Irish whip into the corner, taking out the referee. The referee is down. And Jeff Hardy getting out of the ring right as the referee is getting up. He's picking up a chair. The referee notices, but this isn't a no disqualification match. And a knee to the back. And Jeff Hardy just keep repeatedly running into the referee. He picks up the chair. And a vicious chair shot to the stomach of Drew McIntyre. And the referee has no idea what just happened. Drew McIntyre with a kick to the gut of Jeff Hardy. And a vicious clothesline to Jeff Hardy as Drew McIntyre gets out of the ring trying to recompose himself. And Jeff Hardy with a baseball slide drop kick to Drew McIntyre. Going for that leg drop again all the way to the floor, but Drew McIntyre gets out of the way. And a jumping headbutt to the back of the head of Jeff Hardy as Jeff was trying to get back into the ring. Both these men going back and forth here. Drew McIntyre throws Jeff back in the ring as Jeff has taken a lot of damage here, but so has Drew McIntyre. As a vicious double axe handle to the back of Jeff Hardy, going for the pin. 1. And only a 1 count so far from Drew McIntyre. Not even close to keeping Jeff Hardy down. Jeff Hardy with a punch to the head of Drew McIntyre. The twist of fate to Drew McIntyre. Twist of fate. Jeff Hardy exhausted. He is exhausted climbing to the top rope here. Are we going to see it? Is Jeff Hardy going to be able to put this match away? And Jeff Hardy here with the Swanton Bomb to Drew McIntyre. Is this enough? 1, 2, and that's going to be it as Jeff Hardy wins here tonight on SmackDown. As we're going to take a couple look at the highlights of this match. Just kidding. But Jeff Hardy picking up the win here tonight. Picking up momentum going into Extreme Rules, it is. And Jeff Hardy celebrating with the crowd as Drew McIntyre can't believe that he lost tonight. But guys, if you like what you see, make sure that you hit the like button. Comment what you guys want to see and subscribe. Links to Instagram and Twitter will be in the description. Make sure that you go drop a follow. And I will make sure to see you guys with episode 7 of this Jeff Hardy My Career Universe soon.